This is the Barbados Today evening news for Friday, December 20th. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary-Claire Williams. Local dignitaries, friends and family gathered at the St. Philip Parish Church this afternoon to pay their last respects to former Cabinet Minister Sir Warwick Franklin, among them Prime Minister Mia Mottley and her predecessor Frendel Stewart. Delivering the eulogy, Queen's Counsel Hal Gollop said Sir Warwick did not allow his recent illness to overwhelm him.
I can say that Warwick, like Milton of old, exemplified patience throughout his blindness. In so doing, he displayed the greatest degree of fortitude imaginable, was never heard to murmur or complain, was never consumed by any attitude of self-pity. None of us who has ever been close to him during those difficult, almost impossible years, could ever be made to report that he was ever driven to the point of despair and forced to question, why me? He bore his affliction with the greatest degree of dignity. At every opportunity, pausing to reflect. Indeed, one got the firm impression that abiding faith in God had brought him to accept that he, like John Milton, was never to tax divine disposal. He just was not to question God's will.
In other news this evening, with just 4 more shopping days before Christmas, minibus and ZR operators say they have not seen the financial benefits that they usually enjoy during the festive season. Chairman of the Alliance Owners of Public Transport, Roy Raphael, who told Barbados Today that ridership is at worryingly low levels. The organization also represents taxis, and Raphael says the AOPT is also receiving reports of disappointing returns from those members. He says this is not good news for the business community as it means that Bridgetown has not seen the type of foot traffic as it has in previous years. Only on Thursday, taxi operators in the city painted a bleak picture of the sector, noting that returns were slow from both tourists and locals. The Barbados Water Authority is still counting its losses from last month's power outages, which resulted in serious damage to its Hampton pumping station in St. Philip. Director of Engineering Charles Leslie told a press conference on Thursday that the plant, which serves St. Philip and Christchurch, is now 95% back up, even as he hinted that the repair bill would be significant.
We had a collapse, a partial collapse of the floor at Hampton. We were able to go in afterwards and do repairs there. We also indicated that we had some issues with a lot of the pumps and drives at that location. All of them were affected because of power issues that we had at that location. The Barbados Water Authority was able to make contact with the manufacturers in Brazil. They introduced us to technicians out of Panama. Those guys came in between the 4th and the 11th, and they were able to repair 9 out of the 10 drives at Hampton Pumping Station. So Hampton Pumping Station is almost back up to full capacity. Those technicians were also able to help us to do some troubleshooting on a number of other drives across the island where we had some issues as a result of power as well. So at this point in time, Hampton is back up to about 95% capacity.
Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean are being warned to brace for heat waves that have so far affected other regions around the world. Residents of Canada, Australia, Europe, India, Japan, Pakistan, and the United States have all suffered from heat waves this year. And the Pan American Health Organization is predicting that this phenomenon will hit various parts of South America, and countries in the Americas should be prepared due to the possible impact on people's health, and including the risk of death. Police are seeking the public's assistance in finding missing 12-year-old Zakayla Jasmine Jessica Bilingi of Carter's St. John. Lawmen say she left the home of her grandmother, Carmel Bilingi, about 1:15 p.m. on Thursday to attend a funeral, but she did not return. At about 7:45, she was seen in the area of Probin Street, Bridgetown. She boarded a minibus going to Sergeant Street, St. John, about 8 p.m. and was last seen in the area of Four Roads, St. John, where she disembarked the minibus and has not been seen since. Zakela is about 4 feet 5 inches tall, dark with a round face, small black eyes, pierced ears, and has a hunched appearance. She's soft-spoken with a lisp and is pleasantly mannered. At the time, she was wearing a blue polyester off-the-shoulder knee-length dress with a pink floral pattern. She is also wearing pink strapped wedge shoes and her hair is styled in one. Police are asking anyone with information relating to the whereabouts of Zakela Bilingi to contact the police emergency number 211 Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477, the District C Police Station at 416-8200 or the nearest police station.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Craft Center. Kick off the weekend this Friday from 4 p.m. to midnight with loads of food, drinks, and entertainment. Get ready for Crop Over with the Rhythm Roots Street Parade. Party like it's Kadooman Day on the street around Pelican Village with costume reveler, music, and more. It's Festive Friday. It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Village Center from 4 p.m. to midnight. Admission free.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back with news from the region. There is more concern in Jamaica about the vulnerability of the island's exchange rate. The president of the Jamaica Manufacturers Association says businesses are being affected. We get the details in this report from TVJ News.
On Wednesday, the U.S. currency was selling for $134.76. However, at the end of trading on Thursday, it was at $131.53. This has spiked renewed concerns from the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, JMEA. President of the JMEA, Richard Pandowi, says while currency appreciation will benefit the productive sector, businesses are trying to keep up with the volatility in the exchange rate. He described the movement as extreme.
I believe that we don't have an export-led economy. Devaluation sometimes hurts us. I mean, we don't maximize the way we ought to. So right now, devaluation works well for us. It allows us to, pay a lower price for raw material in many ways because we're earning Jamaican dollars. Many of us were paying a lot of our inputs are based in U.S. currency. So it's a welcome move. I wish I understood more what caused it. And I'd like to get some more information on that. But the volatility, we have to be consistent. The same way we hit against the volatility when dollar is devaluing, the same way we ought to be concerned about the high level of the volatility when it's revaluing. I mean, we just want to be able to understand better because the kind of movement, the extent of this movement makes planning very difficult.
He adds that the movement of the currency makes planning very difficult for businesses. Therefore, Mr. Pandowi says he will try to get details from the Bank of Jamaica on the cause of Thursday's currency movement.
On the international scene, China's biggest river has dried up. We get more in this Reuters report.
In China's northeast Jingxi province lies a river that once spanned over 4,000 square kilometers, brimming with fish. Now it's merely a third of that size. Today, the cracked Puyang riverbed is home to washed-up boats, and a bridge that dates back centuries now leads to no man's land.
Yes, it's been affecting the fish. When the water level is this low, the fish can't grow bigger. There's nothing for them to eat.
Fan Shinda, a fisherman, is sifting through the debris of the dwindling river for old copper coins. As residents fled invading Japanese troops 80 years ago, the coins were packed into wooden boxes and sent down the river on rafts. Many sank without a trace, but now they are being unearthed.
It's mainly because there are no other solutions. Who wants to stand in a river and do this during wintertime?
Next year, on January 1st, China will ban fishing in regions along the Yangtze, China's longest river. And by 2021, fishing throughout the Puyang itself will be prohibited for at least 10 years. Around 100,000 local residents depend on the river for their livelihoods. Many say they are being unfairly targeted. They blame the impact of the giant Three Gorges Dam upstream and sand mining.
Yes, of course it impacts me. What can we do? It was built by the government. The Three Gorges Dam brings great disadvantage to us.
The government plans to reduce mining, but many experts say the environmental damage is irreversible.
And that's news this evening, but for the very latest, you can visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook, and sign up for breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I am Marie Claire Williams. Good evening.